and that's actually a part of life. The good and the bad have to balance each other in a sense, and these both need to be there. We need the light and the dark to have that full experience of what an artist is truly like. As artists though, we are the lucky ones. We get to see the world around us in such a different way, I think. That ability, that gift to see the world so differently and so deeply is something that we really need to cherish and cultivate as artists. Maybe what a lot of people forget is that they get to choose what they're focusing on. Hello and welcome back to Rebecca Victoria Studios. My name is Rebecca, and if you're into the artist mindset and you're an artist, then you're in the right place. I'm so glad that you're here today, because today we're discussing the beauty that is all around us. Today we're talking about something that happened to me this weekend. We actually went out to the family cabin, and it's out in the woods, I guess. It's in a provincial park, and it's in an area that is very treey, and there's a beach, and it's really beautiful. It's very quintessential Canadian, and it's very secluded and quiet, and you have to go down like a 20-minute gravel road, so it's not on, it's like a bit off the beaten track. And something that I kind of rediscovered while we were out there this time is that sense of awe and that understanding that there is beauty all around us. All you have to do is look. Even when you're having a horrible day and when everything feels like it's going wrong, maybe you're not feeling well or you're just going through a tough time, the beauty is still there. For me, I've been going through a pretty tough period with my fibromyalgia. I've been going through a flare-up for months now, and nothing has really broken the cycle yet. And the pain has been intense lately, and so we decided to go out to the cabin just to have a change of scenery and just to get the kids thinking about other things and looking at other things, and just to be out in nature. And I drove down to the beach because we usually would walk, and I just wasn't up to walking on that day. So I drove down there, and as soon as I got out of the car, I realized that I needed something to ground me. I needed something really tangible and real from nature. And as soon as I felt that sand between my toes, that feeling when it like oozes all through the centers, I love that. And in that moment, even though my pain was high and physical things felt really tough, I just felt this sense of peace. I was walking along the beach, I was walking with my cane, and I was trying to keep up with my kids, but I just couldn't move fast enough. They're very active kids, they love being outside, they're very spirited, and they have lots of energy, and I just couldn't keep up with them. As I watched them running up ahead of me laughing, and I was living life so fully, and I was embracing everything so fully in that moment. I wasn't thinking about my pain, I was just enjoying seeing their faces so happy, and I was enjoying being at the beach and being out in nature and feeling grounded and feeling present in the moment. And I just felt this wave of emotion hit me, and I just started to cry. The sun was setting and it was so beautiful. There was that beautiful golden light, and they were tears of happiness and they were tears of sadness at the same time. It made me realize how much I've been feeling both of these emotions coincided, and allowing them to coexist in my body without even noticing. And now I'm starting to accept that. I'm starting to say, that's okay. Yes, I can be sad, but I can also feel happiness at the same time. I'm recognizing these emotions in my body, and I'm giving them space to be true, and I'm not feeling ashamed, and I'm not feeling judged, and I'm not feeling like I need to change anything. It's a simple thing. They're a simple emotion. They're there, and it just is. I can be sad, and that's okay. I can also be happy, and that's okay too. And they can both coexist together at the same time. And that's actually a part of life. The good and the bad have to balance each other in a sense. You can't have all good If you didn't have any badge, you wouldn't feel the immense brightness of the happiness. And if you didn't have the happiness, you wouldn't feel the gravity of the sadness. You wouldn't feel the difference. So you need to have both, and they need to be in somewhat harmony to be able to have a full experience of life. And I think this reflects in our art completely. We need to have the good times and the bad times. We need to have times when art is difficult and when we feel like we're grinding and we feel like we just can't find the balance. We also need to have art periods where it's so easy and it just flows out of us and onto the canvas. And these both need to be there. We need the light and the dark to have that full experience of what an artist is truly like. And often our life reflects our studio life, so they do coexist as well. So that balance is showing up in all places of my life right now, and I'm really starting to recognize it and say that's okay. As artists though, we are the lucky ones. We get to see the world around us in such a different way, I think. I really do. We notice beauty in like these mundane, unusual places, and others might just simply walk on by it and never even notice. I know this because my husband is not very artistically inclined, and the things that we take notice of are drastically different. Artists stop and see things, and we see it purely without any intentions, and we just see the beauty that is lying in front of us. We take notice of those little things. That ability, that gift to see the world so differently and so deeply is something that we really need to cherish and cultivate as artists. It is truly magnificent, if you ask me. We're so lucky to be able to see those things. And something that I'm doing is I'm trying to notice when I see these things and verbalize them to my children so that they are able to see them as well, so that I can try and pass on this gift of seeing beauty in the simple things. As humans though, we get to choose what we see. We can choose to look at the positive side, and we can choose to look for the beauty around us. Or we can choose to focus on the negative and dismiss the beauty altogether. Or we can also simply take the view that we realize that both of these coexist at the same time, and we can see them both together. Maybe that's an artist thing, I don't know. It's probably not. I feel like everybody can see positive and negative, but maybe what a lot of people forget is that they get to choose what they're focusing on. They get to focus on the positive. We get to focus on finding things that give us balance and harmony and make us feel just even a slight bit more of the happiness, brighter side. Bringing the lower negative dark side down a little bit. Even a tiny bit will make a difference in your life. We're not discrediting the other because we're seeing both sides. We're just choosing to focus on the one that is going to be better for us in the long run. We're acknowledging both sides, and we're choosing to focus our attentions on the ones that we think will help us and get us further in life and be the thing that is more important to us in the now. So when things get tough and when things are looking a bit bleak, I want you to take notice of your thoughts in your studio practice, in your life, and pause for a second and just think about what you're choosing to focus on. And have a look around and look at the folds on your bed sheets and notice how beautiful they are. Or look at a leaf and the way the light's hitting it and notice how beautiful that is. Or look at the way the sunset is coming through a certain window in your house at a certain time of the year and notice the color of that sunset shining through. When you really start to notice things, you'll start to feel even just a tiny bit better. So this is what I have for you today. If you're interested in more artist mindset chats, stick around. I have other videos for you that will come up at the end. You can take a look at my channel. There's a whole bunch of them now. And I'd love you to subscribe and follow along with me for more as I continue this journey in my little art studio here. And we could transform our practices and our artist mindset together. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. I'd love it if you could leave a comment down below if you have noticed some beauty in nature this week. Let me know. I would love to read it. I'm sure that others would love to read it too. Thank you so much. Much love. Bye.